babe.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Welcome back.
Thank you. Welcome back to you too.
Thank you. So this month we are reviewing spiritually enlightening books, if I can put it like that.
Yeah, that's the theme we're going with.
Yeah, so that's the theme for April, and we hope that you enjoy it. You enjoy the review. Today we're reviewing The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And yeah, how did you find the book?
I loved it.
You loved it?
I enjoyed it. It was dynamite in a small package. I don't know why I thought the book would be bigger. I've always just heard about The Alchemist. I think if you are even a beginner reader, you must have heard about the Alchemist. So I heard about it, but I had never seen the actual physical copy. So when I ordered it and it came, I was like, oh, okay. It's very small, smaller than I imagined. But yeah, it was quite interesting.
It was quite opposite for me. It was quite opposite for me. I don't know. I just felt like it was just overhyped. And I also heard about it a long time ago. And yeah, I've been saying I'll read it. And then obviously when you suggested that we read the book, and I was like, okay, maybe it's time. And the whole time I'm just thinking, okay, where are we going with this book? Where are you taking us, Mr. Paulo? Paulo. Mr. Coelho.
Paulo Coelho. I even hope that I'm saying it correctly. I don't know.
Can get Paulo.
Paulo.
Get Paulo. Paulo.
Hey, get Paulo.
No wonder. No, not. There's something wrong with the Paulo, but well, yeah. Anyway, so having said that, it's not a bad book. It's not a bad book, but it's just one of those books that, for me, it felt like I'm reading a parable. Like, you know, like those Bible stories that have like the moral of the story kind of thing. So yeah, it felt like that, and
but it is a fable. It is a work of fiction.
Yeah,
it's
but
mythical.
I don't like those books. I didn't like this book. I didn't like this book.
That bad?
Yeah, like not that. Like it's not a bad book. If you want to go and read it for yourself, obviously you can go and read it. And maybe like Rehu, you'll have you'll have another. I don't know. You'll just have an opposite reaction to what I'm having right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, were the characters okay? First of all, what did you think of the main character, Santiago? He's the main character. Yeah.
Although in the book, you tend to forget what his name is because the author often refers to him as the boy. So he continued to say the boy went to this, the boy. So Santiago, I said, yes, I think that's his name. I believed him, man. I think if we all lived lives that allowed us to pursue our heart's desires like he did, I think we'd all be happier people. But in reality, is not all of us are shepherds. So we cannot just up and leave in pursuit of a treasure that we want to acquire. So I believed his story because you can see beyond his storyline, and I think that's what I enjoyed about the book. Because although it's a fable, it's fiction, he's a shepherd, we're not all shepherds. He's a boy who goes on in pursuit of his dreams. We can all, in a way, try and apply that to our own lives, but being realistic, of course. But in terms of the main character, I think he was just a brave man, or a brave boy who knew what he wanted and stuck with it. What did you think about him?
Yeah, I liked him as his character is admirable. I mean, sometimes life doesn't happen the way you think it will happen, and he was just one person who would just take the loss and do something else about it. Like, he didn't just sit in his pain or in his disappointment for too long. If something didn't work out, he just followed his heart. And I think part of the book also or some of the key takeaways is that, you must follow your heart and embrace the journey, because when you embrace your journey, whatever your journey looks like, you grow, you learn, and like along the way, and maybe that's what we all need to do.
I agree. And I think what kept him going is knowing what life gets better. He's going to acquire his treasure, and that's what kept him going, even though he lost. Did he lose? I think he sold the sheep. He lost his money, and then
but then gullible,
aren't we all to some extent?
Because marketing.
Yes. No, in the restaurant, I was stressed for him in the restaurant.
No, in the restaurant, I was still thinking, hi, maybe this guy would like Mara. No, but then no, listen to me. No, hear me out. Out. In the restaurant, this guy, I get no, I'm looking for my treasure. I have to go to Egypt, to the pyramids, blah 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 blah, whatever. Okay, and then so this guy says, I can take you. That's fine, ma'am. If you want to help me, that's fine. Let's see how you can help me. But I must give you my money to when no, not happening. One cup on cook for such a bag.
Madly, they were with a so much money. Like I can go. I think so, yes.
But then I think I can pay you if you take me. You know, I've got the money, like I'm good for it. You understand? So
that's what Nagi Flor, the safest people, in a new place, instead of just diving right in. You know, get accustomed to environment, learn the culture before you go and divulge. But you know, he's admirable, but also very gullible.
Yeah. Okay, so share your favorite quote. Do you have one?
I do. I believe mine is in page 124.
Okay.
In the middle somewhere. It says, people are afraid to pursue their most important dreams because they feel that they don't deserve them or that they'll be unable to achieve them.
Yeah, I also have that.
You also have it as a quote?
No, but not for now.
So
not for the I'm just saying we're not sharing a quote. I'm just saying I also liked
that part.
I like that part when you read. Yeah. And you know what, Ne? Sometimes this is why people procrastinate, because now you are actually procrastinating the failure. You've got so much fear of whatever failing that you just hey, if I don't do it now, then I don't fail.
Yes.
I'm just sitting there I'm not gonna write a book because I won't fail.
I don't have to deal with are people going to read it or what are people going to think?
Are they even gonna buy?
Are they going to buy? Are they going to rate it a 2, a 1?
Doesn't matter. But I also liked it.
But we are procrastinating of fear. Just somewhere more. You will never be able to escape from the heart, from your heart. So it's better to listen to what it has to say. That way, you'll never have to fear an unanticipated blow.
That's true. And I think for the most part, that's what the book drives. Because even though this book is I'm sorry to say, but name bore. That's what I can say. The writing, number, story sign isn't bore. But I understood where there's a moral of the story, and so I kept just keeping it in the back of my mind. I kept thinking, okay, you know what? I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, follow your heart, So I think that was just what drove the whole book. Where everyone has a destiny, and everyone has a life purpose. So we must all just listen to our hearts, even though sometimes our hearts are not saying the right things.
No, you need to, or what he says is you need to quieten down everything else so that you're in a position to listen to your heart. And he also speaks about omens, cues. What say so?
Come on, let's see one now. I'm so sorry.
But I feel the concept is the same. Whether you want to call it an omen, whether you want to call it
the universe,
you want to call it science, prophecies, and all of that. But I feel
even
in
dreams.
one way, or dreams. I think it just depends on what it is that you believe in. That there are going to be cues that you get that nudge you in the right direction, and you just need to be in a position to be able to listen and hear them.
And sometimes it's people. You can meet certain people in your life that you feel like, yo, I've met this person at the right time of my life.
Yes.
It's just like, like they're just
nudging
you. Yes, like they're just telling you what they're validating you. But no, you should.
You should. You can.
Go for it.
And this is how.
See you go. So yeah.
What's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote is on page 20.
Oh, in the beginning.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
I think this is where the old man was explaining to the boy about the destiny, like what is a person's destiny. Okay. And then he says, it's what you have always wanted to accomplish. Everyone, when they are young, knows that what their destiny is. At that point in their lives, everything is clear and everything is possible. They are not afraid to dream and to yearn for everything they would like to see happen to them in their lives. But as time passes, a mysterious force begins to convince them that it will be impossible for them to realize their destiny. So like when you are young, of course, like everything feels like this thing where we always like to say, we've been sold a dream. They told you study hard, go to school, what, and then in that order everything will just come. But then they didn't tell you what there will be challenges along the way. So when in your mind just thinking, I've got the memo.
Just move.
If I do this, then I'll do this. I'll get a job. You don't know, Kana, you have to prepare for an interview. There are other people who are also wanting that same job. You have to outshine them somehow. Get the job. How get the job? You have to keep the job. Work hard. Maybe study even further. You want the house. Go guy. Same principle. So they didn't tell us the whole story. They just told us the points. They gave us the bullet points.
Would we have listened if they told us the story?
No, at least then you know that you don't feel like I've been told a lie.
No, but you must also remember you only understand things up to a certain point. If they even came and told you about challenges that happen in the workplace, you would not have been able to comprehend it.
No, I wouldn't, but at least I'd know. When they happen, I'm like, hey, I'm in the
Yeah, but you also don't want to discourage people from
you don't want to discourage them, but then you want to be like, challenges are there, my girl, my boy, Santiago. But yeah, this was my favorite because I think even like when you look at children, they're more confident now, and you just wish that they would grow up that confident. They're so sure of themselves. They're fearless. Like nothing even nothing
they go for
scares
everything.
them. Yes. So we should be like children. Be fearless.
We should be.
So what are you rating the book?
So I really enjoyed the book. So I'm dabbling between a 4 and a 5.
Okay.
So I think I'll give it a 4 out
Okay.
of 5. Because I really enjoyed the book. I get lost a lot in stories of fiction, especially mythical ones, where you speak about omens and we speak about turning into the wind and all of those things.
Yeah.
I get lost there, but I understood. I was able to get the little nuggets, the little points of wisdom here and there. Okay, this is what we're saying. So I really enjoyed the book.
I'm gonna give it a 3 because I really didn't enjoy the story itself, but I appreciated the key takeaways, you know, telling you, you know what, if you work hard at something, the universe works to make sure that that you get what you want in life, and that you must always persevere. Even when you're faced with trouble, you must always know that, you know, you can push forward. Something will happen. And I think the boy, Santiago, was that kind of person. He was unrealistic.
I think the word that I would use is he's optimistic. And I remember feeling strongly about this towards the end of the book, that in my life we have pessimists and optimists. You know, glass is full, glass is half empty, glass half full type of people. And I think that's what, in my opinion, would separate, you know, Borena who like the book and Borena who
oh please.
Because is the glass half full or is the glass half empty for you, generally speaking?
It doesn't matter.
It should, because I think it's all a matter of perspective, really.
Maybe, Mara. Okay.
Perhaps it's a story. I think it's a story because in the end you're saying that you do appreciate the key takeaways.
Yeah, it's just a story, but I understood the key takeaways. I just didn't like how he told the story.
Yeah, we can't all be shepherds, so we need to try and take his key takeaways and just modify them to be realistic for us. Because how many of us can really pick up and leave and say we're going to Egypt in search of a treasure?
Yeah, but then I get a
whatever
treasure,
that looks like for you.
I get a treasure can be like different for you and the next person.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So we hope that you enjoyed the book review and that it gave you some light. If you want to read this book, you can either be for real or for poor. Okay? So
this doesn't always happen where we're on opposite sides, no? About a book.
No, it doesn't always happen.
It's interesting.
When it does, I like it. Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Bye. Thanks for watching.